and to kind of give you a feel for a little bit about our school since you're not able to go there in person. But we like to start everything with a prayer when we meet together. So if you would join us in honor of our Blessed Mother, we'll just say a Hail Mary together. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. I didn't introduce myself. My name is Deanne Roy. I am the principal here at St. Robert's. This is just my second year here. Prior to St. Robert's, I was principal at a school in Crystal Lake for 17 years. And prior to that, I was a teacher for 15 years, teaching various grade levels from 1st through 8th grade. So I think the Lord was preparing me to be a principal later on, having me work in different grade levels as a teacher. So I'd like to talk a little bit just about the environment at St. Robert's and what makes us so special, in my opinion. First of all, we are a Catholic, just a private school, but we are a Catholic school, so we do teach the Catholic faith. I put my 3 sons, who are adults now, through Catholic school, and I will admit it was a sacrifice at times, paying tuition and whatnot, but I feel it was so worth it. Not only did they learn about the faith and practice the faith, but I think it helped to form them into giving, spiritual young men with a good work ethic. And I think you'll find at St. Robert's about all of our students here. So at St. Robert's, we're proud of the fact that we prepare our students well for high school, not only through academic excellence, but through faith formation. Again, forming the spirit of the child. And I think that's what makes it such a pleasant environment, along with the teachers and the other staff members, is that as a principal and an administrator, I don't have a lot of discipline, thank God. Even compared to my previous school out in Crystal Lake, I find at St. Robert's that it's a very rare occasion that I have to speak to the children about any type of misbehavior. So I'm proud of that, and I remember kind of on pins and needles wondering, well, what's going on here? When am I going to get discipline referrals? It's very rare. Our children are very kind to one another. They're helpful. They look out for each other. We have wonderful role models at school. We have a prayer partner program where our older students partner up with the younger children. You'll probably hear a little bit more about that from one of our students. So our environment is very nurturing. Our teachers and our office staff and all of our support staff are very nurturing towards the children. Again, they're going to be kids no matter who they are. So we also have a very structured environment with high expectations for behavior, but it's done in a very kind way. I think that another thing that we're very proud of course, is the academics. We try to use more of a hands-on approach, interactive approach, especially in the younger grades. As they go up through the grades, obviously the academics get a little bit more serious. And, there's homework every night in our school. Some of the public schools don't do that. We try to make it reasonable and useful. Our parent community, and you'll hear from some of our parents today, they are very supportive, interactive, visible, and involved with their children. And I think you would also find, if you do join us, that the parent group is very supportive and welcoming and involved in this school. So the families often create great relationships among themselves. And the staff, it's like we're family, we're friends. So I welcome you to today and hopefully to our school. I hope to see you again in August and welcome any of your questions. You can email me or any of the other staff members here, and we'd be happy to answer any of your questions today or in the future. And hopefully, if you haven't already, we can invite you to a tour in person. Thank you.
Okay, Nora, do you want to play the video?
Sure. Hi, everyone.
Nora Kerr is our marketing person and a parent at school.
Can everyone see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
St. Robert's has been like a family to me because it's a very great parish of community. But I'm privileged to enter into the high points of your lives with baptism, for weddings, school events. It's a great gift to be able to share that with all of you.
St. Robert's has been a family to me. The minute I walked in the door, I knew this was a school for my son. And it was so warm and friendly that I couldn't wait to sign him up, even though I came a year earlier.
First and foremost, I want to say the sumptuous dinners we have at the rectory are the reason that brings me here night after night, day after day. Truthfully, St. Robert Bellarmine is a wonderful family to feel a part of and belong to. 20 years ago, Father Mike, he kindly married my wife Gladys and I here at St. Robert Bellarmine Church. And Gladys and I agreed we wanted to try our very best to educate our kids in Catholic school. Currently, we have 5 boys. 2 of them already graduated here, and right now we have 3 more here at St. Robert Bellarmine School.
I was 27 years as principal here, and I feel that the students, the families that are here in school, and also the parish families have always been there to help me in whatever I needed and to support me in any of the things I did in school.
Great. That was great. I'm Kathy Ernst. I'm the person that you guys have talked to, and I've sent emails to you. I'm a preschool teacher aide and also the development director, and I'll be introducing people as we go along, and we'll stop after the teachers talk, and you can ask any questions, and then at the end, feel free to ask questions also. So right now, I'm going to introduce Mrs. Tenzillo, who is our assistant principal.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Tenzillo. I'm the assistant principal at St. Robert's. This is my second year as well, and I love the community for our students. I really think we have a great student body. They're fun, they're kind, and most of all, they're willing to work and are up for the challenge. And we have some students with us today that I think you'll be able to definitely see that. So I welcome you. Again, if you have any questions, please let us know, and we hope you join us in the fall.
And now I'm going to introduce our support staff. We have the best support staff in our office, and one of the support staff is Mrs. Wilson.
Hi, everybody. I'm a longtime member of the St. Robert's community, as I am an alum, and my children also attend in St. Robert's. I'm in my 16th year working here, and I'm here to answer any and all questions. None of them are too small or too big. Our class sizes hover between 20 and 22 depending on the year, which is significantly lower than the public school. For preschool, we have a 10-to-1 ratio as legal requirement, and we have aides once we reach the number 10. Some days of the week in preschool and pre-K4 are almost at limit, so we will be starting a waiting list soon. If you're interested in joining our community, you can visit our website at www.srb-chicago.org and go to the Parent Center for registration forms. If in the meantime you have any questions, please feel free to email me. My email is cwilson@srb-chicago.org, and we hope to see you in person soon.
Great. And Nora Kerr, who put that beautiful presentation together, she's our marketing and a parent, marketing girl and a parent.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. I'm going to let the parent ambassadors speak on the parent side because they do it beautifully. But I just want to say that I'm really happy to be a part of this team here. When I see these faces on Zoom, it makes me realize how much I miss them. It really is a community. I know a lot of schools say that, but, we bounced around in the area before we found our fit at St. Robert's. So I have a first grader and a fifth grader, and they are missing school like crazy right now. So I think that's a good testimony, and I hope you find your fit here. Thanks.
And now we're going to hear from our student ambassadors. We'll hear from Sarah Jablonski.
Good morning. My name is Sarah Jablonski. I'm in 7th grade here at St. Robert's and have attended here since preschool. My sister also attended St. Robert's since 1st grade, and she is now a junior at Loyola Academy. I participated in sports such as volleyball and track in 4th through 6th grade, and am an altar server on safety patrol and treasurer on the student council. I love SRB because of the accepting environment and our family. I always feel safe on campus and feel comfortable walking home from school. I can go to any teacher for help or ask them for advice. The teachers are here to push me to be the best person I can be, academically and in general. In class, my teachers encourage us to branch out just from one idea. My classmates and I never stop learning and always create new ideas and solutions. Father Neil also encourages the SRB community to learn about the religion and connect God to our daily lives. 4th through 8th graders have prayer partners who are the students in the younger grades. The older students help teach their prayer partners when to kneel, what Father is doing, and the order of the Mass. Prayer partners also have monthly activities together that can include games, reading to each other, or art. I thank my teachers and classmates for helping me build a productive mindset, an open mind. I would not be where I am academically or spiritually without my SRB community. I'd like to welcome you to our wonderful community. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. And Sean Groh is another student ambassador.
Hi, my name is Sean Groh, and I'm an 8th grader at SRB. I've been at SRB since 1st grade, and since then, SRB has made me flourish and helped me get into Lane Tech. These teachers don't give up on you, but they motivate you and make you want to work harder. In 4th grade, you can start playing sports, and over these 5 years, I played volleyball, basketball, soccer, and cross country. SRB school spirit is amazing, and students and families come together to games to support players. I currently preside as SRB Student Council President, and I can tell you that it is a great student council to work with. Our social studies teacher, Mrs. Kuneth, guides the student council in trying to contribute to the school. We host out-of-uniform days, and we tried installing an LK water filler inside of our gymnasium before this pandemic stopped the project. In 8th grade, you can sign up to be a reporter on the school newspaper. I'm a reporter, and students report on new teachers, sports, and traditional events, such as the Run-a-thon or Holly Hobby Fair. Service projects were fun in 8th grade. 8th grade worked the resale and the pancake breakfast, and all proceeds helped raise money for the 8th grade class gift. SRB has a great community where families come together and help with fundraisers and events. This year, we started Jam the Gym, where all grades 4 to 8 have their games at SRB. There is also music, food, and it's also a lot of fun to be around. In conclusion, SRB isn't just a school, but it is a place where a student can join clubs, make friends, play sports, achieve academically, and learn about the qualities of good people, as a student would be surrounded by many of them. I like SRB because of its reputation it holds and the impact it has on a child. Not only are people happy at SRB, but they have many reasons to be happy. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. Now we'll hear from some of our teachers. We'll start with Mrs. Belmonte.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nancy Belmonte, and I'm the 3-year-old preschool teacher. This is my 2nd year at SRB, and I have 11 years of teaching experience. When you walk through the doors of SRB, you feel a sense of community. There's so much support from the families, administration, and teachers. I love watching the growth of my students from August to June, as well as celebrating various development milestones with them. I also like the journey I take with the parents. For many families, this is their first school experience. I work closely with the parents to make this first experience a very positive one for their child. Our preschool program is a very loving and nurturing environment. We focus on the social, emotional, and cognitive skills. I teach using themes, and we study a letter of the week, Bible stories, shape and number of the month, as well as author and nursery rhyme studies. And my students also attend specials such as gym, computers, library, and Spanish. We also offer a Tiny Tots program. Myself and one of the aides in our building coordinate this program together. This is a program for 2-year-olds accompanied by a caregiver. We meet every Friday from 9 to 10. The Tiny Tots begin in the gym for some playtime and socialization, and then they're walked down to my classroom to join my students. In my classroom, they experience various activities such as art projects, music and movement. Sometimes we have snack together, but this program is a nice bridge from the 2-year-old to the 3-year-old program because the students get to know the teachers, the building, as well as some of the classmates. Thank you for joining us this morning, and I hope to see you in the halls of SRB.
Thank you, Nancy. Now we'll have Mrs. Grant.
Hi, my name is Anita Grant. I am the 4-year-old teacher. I just completed my first year at SRB, but I've been teaching for 5 years. Pre-K4 is an extension of Pre-K3. We build upon the skills learned in Pre-K3 and get the kids ready for kindergarten. Our daily routine consists of greeting the students each morning at the door. The students then work independently at tables in the classroom, and some of the activities include blocks, puzzles, coloring, fine motor activities, math, ABCs. We then listen to the announcements and do calendar. Then we'll do religion. They'll go to specials, which includes gym, computers, library, and Spanish. And then we'll have snack time, whole group time where we read a story, we practice our phonics. And then we'll do centers where we'll practice math, literacy, handwriting, fine motor, art, and science. And then we'll have lunch, recess, and nap time.
Thank you, Anita. Mrs. Gresa.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mrs. Gresa, the kindergarten teacher. This is my first year that I've been at SRB, and prior to this, I was teaching at other schools for 30 years. So I taught kindergarten before this, as well as first, second, and third grade. When I came here to St. Robert, all of the people were very welcoming, especially my compatriots on my floor. The first, second, and third grade teacher, very helpful to me. We are a full day kindergarten with a full schedule. We're busy all day long. Our routine, it meets the Illinois state standards, and we begin our day with a prayer, and then we continue with circle time activities, which just introduce all of the letters and numbers with songs and days of the week and months of the year, and we do all of those things for a little while, and then we continue with religion every day, and then we move on to our reading program, which is the Super Kids program. It's a very phonics-based program, and we pretty much have everyone reading by the end of the year. And I just got some comments from some of my parents that said when I told them that, they couldn't believe it. They're like, oh, sure, that's not really going to happen. And now they see, and they're pleasantly surprised at what their child can do, even through our e-learning that we've been doing during this time at home. After our reading, we have our bathroom and snack time. And then we proceed to center time, which is kind of like preschool in that it's play, but that it is kind of a structured play that has something to do with what we're learning. And so even though the children might be building with blocks or Legos, there's a purpose to it. Some of it might be like a STEM activity, use the blocks to build something that will allow a ball to roll down the blocks, or how can you do that? Or with our Legos, sometimes I have them build something and then write a story about it. And so even though they're playing with those things that are familiar to them from preschool, they bring more of the educational learning to that. Some other things that we might be doing are small group learning with myself or my teacher aide. They might be building puzzles, painting, all of those kind of things, and that brings us almost to the end of our morning. And then right before we have lunch, we do our math, which has a lot of manipulatives, and we go ahead and work together in little groups to do that as well. After that, we have our lunch and recess time, which at this school, I was pleasantly surprised to see that they have recess every day after lunch, which is really great because at my previous school, we didn't necessarily do that. So it's really great that the children have some time to run around and play outside. When we come back, we have our nap time, and then we have our handwriting and writing time, and finish up with some science or social studies activities at the end of the day. We also have some specials that they go to. They attend Spanish class once a week. They go to gym 3 times a week. They have computers twice a week, and art for 1 day a week. Of course, in kindergarten, we're doing a lot of art ourselves, but adding that extra art program is really nice and helpful and focuses them that way. We also have library where they go down the hall to our library and the librarian reads to them and they are allowed to take out some books. So that's really fun. They enjoy all of that all day long. So we are a busy, busy bunch. Field trips this year, we went to the Brookfield Zoo and they really liked that. We were going to go to the Children's Museum at Navy Pier, but this prevented it. So we just missed it by like 2 weeks or we would have had that field trip. So we were sad about that. We were also planning some sort of nature center field trip. So we like to do those kind of things too. So our days are fun and fun-filled, and we learned so much from the beginning to the end. Like Ms. Belmonte said, I really enjoy seeing the growth that occurs from the beginning to the end. This is such a transitional year to go from more playtime into more structured learning. And so we really hope that you enjoy our presentation today and that you choose to join us. Hope to see you.
Thank you. Now we'll speak with Mrs. Donovan.
Hi everyone, my name is Julie Donovan and I've been teaching at St. Robert's for the past 8 years. This is my 7th year as the first grade teacher. Honestly, I love St. Robert's for so many reasons and I feel so lucky to be part of such a tight-knit community made up of such great families. I also love that I'm able to watch my students grow when they're in my class in first grade and still be able to keep in close contact with them and their families throughout their entire SRB career. Being able to share my faith with my students and help my students grow closer to God is also extremely rewarding, and I feel so blessed to be part of this amazing community that I now honestly consider a second family. I know that if you join us at St. Robert's that you'll feel like we're a second family to you as well. As far as our daily routine, our morning is primarily made up of our literacy block, which consists of reading, spelling, writing, and language arts, as well as our religion block. First grade is a huge year for literacy growth, as you know, so we do a lot of small group differentiated learning during this time. This is also a great time for me to challenge the students or reinforce any skills to students that may need that extra support. The other students, while I'm doing my guided reading, they're doing Daily 5, which are basically 5 literacy tasks that they're completing independently around the classroom. Those 5 activities are word work, where they can practice their spelling words, work on writing. The students get to pick what type of writing they'd like to do for the day, so it's very open-ended and it helps them take ownership of their learning. Read to self, read to someone, and listen to reading. And the same thing with work on writing. The students get to pick the books that they want to read during the morning. So it really, it's fun for them and it helps them develop that love of reading, and it helps them once again take ownership in their own learning. Our afternoon consists of math and either science or social studies. Every day the students complete math centers, very similar to what we do in the morning during our reading block, where they're able to receive more small group attention, differentiated learning for each of our learners, practice math writing, review prior and new skills with math games, which they really love, and they also get to participate in our iReady program on the iPads. Students also primarily go to their specials in the afternoon in first grade. They attend gym 3 times a week. They go to Spanish, computers, art, choir, and library. First grade also goes on a ton of field trips during the year. This year we went to the pumpkin patch, we've gone to the zoo, we've gone to various science and social studies museums. We also do a big field day at the end of the year where the parents actually come and they put on different like minute to win it type games for the kids over at Dunham Park down the street. They really look forward to it. Unfortunately, we couldn't do it this year, but hopefully we'll be able to do it again next year. So just some fun things that they look forward to throughout the year. So thank you so much for listening, and we really hope that you choose to join our St. Robert's family.
Thank you, Julie. Now we'll speak with Mrs. Schroeder.
Hi, my name is Donna Schroeder, and I teach grade at St. Robert's, my 4th year here. St. Robert's is definitely a place that you want to be. The community of St. Robert's is made up of amazing families, students, faculty, and staff. And you know we're a family the minute you walk into the building. It's truly an amazing community. For the time when the students start to become more independent and developing good study skills becomes even more important. Our typical day includes religion, math, science, social studies, reading and language arts, which includes a focus on writing skills and vocabulary, and our strong reading and math programs. They're supplemented with our iReady program, and this is an online program that helps teachers to see student growth as well as being able to differentiate and set learning paths for each student individually. Students will typically have a special every day. Fourth grade does attend PE, computers, library, art, and Spanish weekly. The students in fourth grade also enjoy field trips. The Museum of Science and Industry is one of our favorites. We've also got a history museum. We've done nature centers, and there are many special events that are traditions here at St. Robert's, and the children really look forward to enjoy, such as the Run-a-thon, Holly Hobby Fair, the Christmas pageant, Catholic Schools Week activities, Field Day, as Ms. Donovan said, and so much more. There are many after-school programs as well that are available for the children. One of them is Art Club, which I have the pleasure of running. It's a community for art experiences and creative expression for the children. The memories the children and families make at St. Robert's will last a lifetime. I hope that you and your family join St. Robert's family and start making memories with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. Now we'll speak with Mrs. Kunith.
Hi, I'm Ursula Kunith. I teach, I'm a 6th grade teacher. I teach social studies for 6th, 7th, and 8th. And in junior high, our main job is to prepare students for high school. And the way that we do this is we organize them. We give them direct instruction, and we give them the opportunity to teach as well, because I think that's important for students to have that confidence to be able to not only know material, but also to be able to teach it. So students get instruction in math, science, language arts, social studies, a variety of specials, as everyone has mentioned. And they also get the opportunity to work with a group of teachers, all of whom have different teaching styles. And I think that's what makes this department such a strong department. As everyone else has said, we are colleagues and we are friends, and it is a second home for all of us. In the classroom, we differentiate. We also offer, we work very closely with parents to tailor instruction to that child's needs. We offer after-school programs as well if you need extra help. We boast of 100% acceptance rates into the high schools of our students' choices, whether they be public or private. We also take learning out of the classroom, and what I mean about that, for that is obviously now we've been doing a lot of virtual walking tours of Europe, and social studies for 6th grade is European history, and then for 7th and 8th, it's American, starting with the very beginnings, the immigrants coming here, all the way through what's going on right now in politics as well as the world. As far as student council is concerned, that is the whole service aspect, I think, of instruction. So when you look at a student, I think you have to look at the academics on one side, and the other side is what are our students going to do in the world, you know, with their talents, with their abilities. And that's where the service opportunities come in. So I run student council. And by the way, there is no higher recommendation for our students than to have listened to these two students, Sarah and Sean. They embody very much of what we are as a school. And that's, I think, why we are so proud as teachers, and that our parents really, I would say, love us. I think that's kind of understatement, because I think that the people that work with us in this community are all very happy and consider themselves part of our staff as well. And one more thing I'd like to say. I've been teaching here 15 years. I am a career switcher, and my daughter happened to have gone here. So that is also a strong recommendation. So we have something for everyone. And I'm not going to talk about sports and art because we've already talked about that. But I think that you would certainly be happy if you joined us, and we hope to see you in the fall.
Thank you, Ursula. Now we're going to talk to Mrs. Mackey.
Morning. I'm Miss Mackey. I'm the physical education teacher here. I'm very excited to begin my third year here at SRB. I've been teaching for over 20 years, and I just want to say this has been the best teaching experience I've ever had. These teachers and staff and parents have been the best team I've ever had to work with. In the PE program, I want to make sure that the kids are well-rounded. The program, we can take their skills and talents to new levels. Through this PE program, I am providing students with a number of outlets to become aware of their personal fitness, physical fitness, their health, their movement, manipulative skills, and sports skills. I can't go over what each day would look like because I teach everybody, but for the younger ones, I try to focus on more manipulative skills, which is like kicking, throwing, rolling, bouncing, catching. We do a lot of dance. With the older kids, more physical fitness levels, if they're improving, more skill-based sports, because a lot of them do the sports in school, and we have such a great sports program at our school. We are very blessed to have this amazing gym that allows us to provide a variety of after-school sports, in-school assemblies. We get to have fundraisers, Catholic Schools Week, which we included the Wacky Olympics this year. We have a lot of teacher-taught after-school clubs, which I know Mrs. Schroeder talked about art club. We have what's called the Little Bruins, which I happen to organize with another teacher, Mr. Fisher. He's our 5th grade teacher. Little Bruins is a preschool through 2nd grade level program that we do for an hour after school, and they get to enjoy some physical activity through games and sports. And then we also started a Junior Bruins, which would include the 3rd through 5th graders, and doing the same thing. They get to do an hour of some kind of activity through games and sports. I hope you guys get to join our school and become a Bruin.
Thank you, Mrs. Mackey. Is there any questions that any of you joining us have for any of the teachers or the administration? We can pause a few minutes if you need to ask questions.
Kathy, maybe you could, and you might have done this at the very beginning, but now that everybody's present, maybe you could introduce our families.
Sure.
Tell us a little bit about them, or let them tell about themselves.
So we have Jeff and Doreen. Do you want to say hi and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Jeff and Doreen, we moved from Phoenix about a year ago. We're in another school in the area, and just looking for a change. We have 2 children, Sophia, who's here, and she's 8, and then Johnny, who's going to be turning 6 here pretty soon. So he's going into 1st grade. She's going into 3rd grade.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
One question. First of all, I just want to say, like, the sense of community, the class size, the enthusiasm, particular students who become teachers, solid focus in academics. Those are all things that are appealing to us. And so we're really excited to hear all those things. Answer all the questions they had about athletics, and some of the academic challenges. In other words, like, can the programs be scalable to some degree? So there are some programs or some areas where, for instance, Sophia is on target, or other areas where she probably needs to be challenged more. And it sounds like that can be accomplished here. So no questions there. The only question we had, and Kathy, we talked about this, I think earlier in the week, is just essentially if we could address the coronavirus COVID thing, that distance learning is going to challenge. There are obviously inherent limitations in what you can and cannot do. I think some schools are tackling it maybe better than others. When we talk about, Kathy, it sounds like SRB is handling it better than maybe some other places. I was just wondering if we could touch on that, if that is something that comes back in the fall and we have to go back to homeschooling, if maybe we could hear some other voices about, what you're doing now, and obviously that model will probably carry through for the fall. So we appreciate to hear that. Otherwise, we have no other questions, and we really appreciate everybody's time.
Yeah. Mrs. Roy, do you want to?
Unfortunately, I didn't hear all of that. From what I did hear, it sounds like he wants to hear more about e-learning and what we're doing currently.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. I'm proud to say that we had piloted e-learning this current school year. So back in August, I started talking to my staff about using e-learning as like an emergency school closure day for like a snow day. So we started talking about it early in the year. We were far from experts during the school year, but we had a plan in place. And so fortunately, we had parent-teacher conferences. I want to say it was March 12th on a Thursday. We never went back to school since. On Friday the 13th is when they announced the schools were closing. And my teachers were prepared to hit the ground running on Monday. So right away, we were ready for instruction. They put plans into place, excelled ever since. I think if you talk to any of our parents, I've been flooded with emails, positive emails since this whole e-learning started. I don't think I've had one complaint, one real concern from a parent about anything that's going on. And you can hear from our parent ambassadors as well that our teachers have gone so far above anybody's expectations. So our original plan was to continue our day as was in terms of a curriculum and a schedule. We've pulled back a little bit because we found that our families were a bit overwhelmed because many of them are juggling jobs, working from home, and now all of a sudden they are the teacher in the house too. So it's kind of fun to know that there's a parent Facebook page, and there's some very funny things on there during the parents' e-learning experiences over the last several weeks. But yes, I think you would find that we have not changed a whole lot other than not being in school and having to get a little more accustomed to teaching electronically. That was new for all of us for the most part. So even some of our teachers who are more seasoned like myself and maybe not quite as tech savvy as some of our younger staff, they've really, really put in the time and the effort to learn workshops, webinars. We're doing professional growth every week. And I'll let some other parents, a couple of our parents here jump in and maybe comment on that as well. Any other questions? And I hope I answered yours. Okay.
Good. Katerina? Hi.
Hi, so my name is Katerina, and we're looking for a school for Damien. He's 4 years old now.
Hi, Damien.
So we are in a little bit of a dilemma. He's an August child, so we're wondering whether to enroll him in pre-K4 or kindergarten, so whether to hold him back 1 year. We are yet to decide about that. Academically, he's there, but socially, we think he's not. Yeah, we want to discuss that more, but obviously, we can do that in person.
Right.
So,
go ahead.
The question I had the most is our son is very interested in music. So is there some kind of a music program?
Yes, we have outside music lessons that he can, if he wants to learn, and we also have in the pre-K we do a lot of music, and in preschool and pre-K we do a lot of music in the classroom, and then we do have a choir, but I think that's the older grades, right, Mrs. Roy? The choir, yeah. But we do have programs that come into our school for learning instruments and stuff like that. I can give you all that information.
Okay, sounds good.
And of course, they sing every day just about in the preschool classroom.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes, they do. We do a lot of singing and a lot of dancing.
Mr. Costanza, he's the parish music director. So he plays at all of our masses. Our students do attend church. They go to mass every Wednesday as a whole school. And then we also attend on holy days of obligation. So Mr. Costanza will work with them. He tries to fit us into his schedule because he does work at the parish, but he will hold some music classes with the students to prepare them to sing at mass.
Okay, thank you.
Am I saying your name right? Araceli?
Yes, it's Araceli.
Hi, Araceli. You have any, maybe talk a little bit about yourself and if you have any questions?
Well, actually, my daughter is currently enrolled in the preschool program. I just wanted to hear what other, staff and parents had to say. My daughter's Violetta. She's in Mrs. Belmonte's class. Sorry, can you see me? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
thought you were familiar.
Yeah, you gave me a tour for the school year. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I got to learn a little bit more about the TOTS program because I have a 2-year-old. So I just wanted to, get a little more information. Yeah.
Well, we're glad you're here.
We're glad you're here.
Maybe you can make a comment or two for us about the pre-K3 program that your child's in.
Oh, yeah. So my daughter, So my daughter Violetta, she had been basically, like at home and at grandma's. And so we decided to enroll her because she has a September birthday. So, it's been a good experience. She's liked it. Sorry, she's over here. I had to keep her busy. But she's learned a lot. And like this week, they were learning about like planting. So she had Daddy go out and buy some seeds. So we went out, or her and Daddy went out, and they wanted to plant a flower. So this morning, she went, took a peek outside. She thought the plant had already grown. I'm like, no, it takes weeks. She's little. She doesn't know.
No, but that's exciting that she wanted to see.
Yeah, she did. So I'm sure she'll be checking every morning now.
That's right.
But, it's been a good experience. We like it there. So we'll see how the fall goes. We already registered her. We did the early registration this time.
Oh, great.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
But thank you.
We're excited you're coming back, and I know she's had two of our best teachers in there between Mrs. Belmonte and Miss Maria.
Yes.
Talk about the nurturing and loving environment. That's the classroom.
Yes. Yeah. And Mrs. Belmonte, she responds to emails, any questions we have. She's been pretty good about that. Yeah.
Yeah, we love Mrs. Belmonte.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
So we're going to let you hear from we have a parent ambassador program, and we're going to let you hear from two of our parent ambassadors. Jeff, you want to go first?
Sure. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Hope everybody's safe and healthy. My name is Jeff Mazzidlo, and my wife Vicki and I have a 6th grader, Matt, and he started in 3-year-old preschool. Actually, it'll be 9 years ago later this month, and Chris Wilson probably remembers because we came in for a tour. It was the day after Memorial Day, and I think we spent about 2 hours there. And he was playing in the 4-year-old preschool room. And an interesting note, and I tell this story a lot as a parent, when we were looking for schools, we were actually selling a condo over by Wrigley Field. We had closed, but we didn't have a house in this neighborhood. But we liked St. Roberts so much that we actually registered and enrolled Matt in there before we even bought a house here. So that's what we liked about the school and the people. And 9 years later, we're still going strong. I've been I was a member of the school board for 7 years. And one of the first things I did when I got here to kind of want to be involved was Sarah Jablonski's mom had started what's called the Parent Ambassador Program. And that is kind of a group that we're parents, and we help provide a smooth transition for our new families that when they come to St. Robert's. So if you guys are to enroll, which we hope you do, we will kind of be the first contact you will get. You'll get an email, you'll get a phone call, and we're kind of there to answer all your questions, help you out. What's it like on the first day of school? What's it like, what should my kids wear? All those kind of questions that you have, when you're starting a new school. And that's also for all new families. It doesn't, not necessarily our preschool families, but that's what we're there for. I coordinate that. I'm also just finished our third year as a basketball coach for the 6th grade team. My son's an altar server. My wife Vicki is now on the school board. She kind of picked up where I left off, and also just do a lot of it's the community, and I think that you'll hear that a lot from a lot of the places, other schools that you hear. People will say that a lot. I think this is what keeps people here, in addition to the great staff and obviously the curriculum. There's a lot to offer, but the people are really what makes it special for us. I grew up in a Catholic environment, going to Catholic school, and this has kind of been an extension of that. As I mentioned, I'm part of and Sean mentioned this too, with the sports program. SRB is a very solid and strong sports program. You can start playing sports, the organized sports in 4th grade. In the fall, there's soccer and cross country, and then that leads into basketball. These are all boys and girls sports. And then we go into volleyball, which is highly successful here. And then we have our track and field, and depending on the numbers, baseball and softball as well. So there's a lot of opportunity, and again, St. Robert's has been great. Our basketball team, 6th and 7th, 5th, 6th and 7th, and winning seasons this year, made the playoffs in 6th and 7th. Volleyball probably headed to a couple of conference titles before this interrupted it, but again, a lot of great people that take part in this. And to touch briefly on, I know the question about the e-learning, and Ms. Roy talked about that. We were very pleased with how this has gone. It's a testament to our principal, our staff, the support staff, and especially the teachers. My son's homeroom teachers, Mrs. Kunith, and every day is like they are in class, as they're physically in class. She keeps that. They do a real nice job of, they're not wandering around. They're not, they're focused. They're into it. And I think that's important. My wife and I have talked to a number of people, including our neighbors who, whether it's CPS, whether it's other Catholic schools, whether it's charter schools, and they're not always getting the experience and having the positive experience that we have had with the e-learning. And if we need to do it again, I think it went off as a hitch in a really uncertain situation, and I think it would only be smoother and better. And not to say you really don't need it to be better, because it's great as it is. And I think everybody would be prepared, if need be, to do it again. But we're very pleased what has happened and how it's gone. My son's happy. They're engaged, and I think they all want to be back and meet people around their friends and their teachers. We're very grateful for what's gone on, and that they're able to keep learning without skipping a beat. So yeah, that's it. And hopefully if you enroll, and I'll be the one to probably contact you or some of our other ones, and we'll talk soon. We host a little coffee and donut thing the first day of school outside, which is kind of fun. And we're also kind of the people that help out with the open house later in the year. So again, it's great to meet you all, and thanks for taking the time.
Thank you, Jeff. Mrs. Mosco?
Hi, my name is Teresa Mosco. I am a mom of 2 sons who both attend St. Robert's, one from kindergarten through 8th grade. He's an 8th grader right now. He is graduating this year and was accepted at St. Pat's in their honors program, and that is a testament to the wonderful teaching at our school. I have a 6th grader who is also Mrs. Schmidt, and he was in Miss Schroeder's class as well as Miss Donovan's class. And every year I kept saying, I don't know how there can't be a better teacher than Miss Donovan. There can't be a better teacher than Miss Schroeder. There can't be a better teacher than Miss Kunith. And every year I get proven wrong. So that's part of what our wonderful family is like. My husband is on the finance committee for the parish. I have been a school board member for 7 years. My last year was last year. I have been a parent room rep for the Parents Association. We have a fabulous Parents Association. And they do so many wonderful organized events. From Breakfast with Santa, that's run by the 8th graders, to Easter Bunny Social. They have our Run-a-thon, which I'm also co-chair of. It's a wonderful day to spend with the family and the community. You really get a sense of how much fun our whole school is. And I know that sounds like we're just repeating it, but we're repeating it because it's really true. We also have Parents Association meetings once a month, and their theme is SRB, which was a big one that went over well. They have bingo. They do a lot of involving activities between families and parents. The monthly meetings are really set for parents so you can relax and enjoy yourself. They have raffles. They also have alcohol, so wine and beer if you're interested. And parents just get to know one another, and they generally sit with grades, so you develop a wonderful friendship with those in your same grade. And as your children share stories or shocks, like all of a sudden our 6th graders don't want to talk to us anymore, and we could share that experience with one of the parents that gives something away and it's good to have that kind of camaraderie with one another to know exactly what we're facing. I'm also part of the church. I'm a Eucharistic minister and a lector, and I think that's really important about our school is that you have the opportunity here to be as involved as you would like. If you have time constraints, there are opportunities to volunteer one time. If you want to be involved as a room rep or be more involved in the church, any time you can give, any time, talent, or treasure that you're willing to share is going to be appreciated, and you'll find that it's not really volunteering, it's more being part of our family. We are one of the very few Catholic schools that doesn't have mandatory volunteer hours, and it's because everyone steps up and really makes our school function in such a nice, cohesive way. What made us choose St. Robert's? My husband was a graduate of a Catholic grammar school, and so was I. I was gearing towards CPS. My Catholic school years weren't as exciting as my husband's. And when we walked into St. Robert's, I was greeted by Susie Jablonski and another former mom, and I felt like this is the place we need to be. They were warm, welcoming, and inviting, and I feel that because they gave that sense of friendship and community to me, I want to share that with you, and hopefully that you will continue and you will join our family and continue that through the years to come. You did talk about the parish and the school being together. One of the most wonderful things is our parish really does love our school, and they support it through raffles, and they enjoy watching our students. And there is a choir that on holidays, the 1st through 4th grade, on Christmas and Easter, they sing. And nothing makes the parishioners more happy than to see the school choir sing at those family masses. And the older grades sing at the noon mass. So that's wonderful. And I wanted to touch on the e-learning this year. And I have to tell you, when the Archdiocese announced that we were not going to have school, we were greeted by our principal in the office, and parents were nervous. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. And we were greeted by the principal in the office with a smile, and you just knew that everything was going to be okay, because we all were anxious, but somehow we walked in and you just knew. And when we got to our classrooms where our children were picking up all their items, we were greeted by a few teachers, including Ms. Kunith, who assured us that it might not go off without a hitch and there's going to be glitches, but we're going to get this done. And as concerned as I was, thinking, how is this going to work? That Friday, I don't know what these teachers did, but on Monday morning, it went off. And they have been learning every day. Every day. Curriculum has changed. They have been happy. They've been engaged. Our children have been working very hard. And it is not because our teachers just felt like it's a job. Our teachers genuinely stepped up to the plate for this because they love learning, they love our children. And I cannot say that enough, that our school, we have a wonderful community, we have a wonderful sense of being family, and we have developed relationships along the years, but our teachers are what makes our school so wonderful. They have given, they build because of their collaborations in the classroom and what they're doing. Every year they build upon what they've learned before, and every student is given an opportunity, no matter what their level is, to continue to grow in their areas of whatever they interest or wherever they may be deficient. They are taught a curriculum that is tailored to them. And as Sean attested, he's going to a selective enrollment school. Another student is going to a selective enrollment school, but every student in 8th grade this year and the years previously have been accepted to the school of their first school of their choice. And that's something to be said, not just for the families who support them, but for the wonderful teachers we have in our school. So I'm hoping that we see Yolanda, Damien, and Sophia next year. We're looking forward to meeting you, and welcome to St. Robert's. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Does anyone have any more questions? Parents, no questions? So I will be in contact with you through this time. I'll get back to you. I did drop off a folder to Jeff and Doreen, but I can drop off folders for the other parents that have joined us today. It gives you a little glance of what happens at our school and what it looks like. And we're so happy that you joined us this morning. So any questions? No? All right, well, we're going to say goodbye then, and thank you again, and we'll be in touch. And we hope that you enjoyed hearing from our teachers, our principal, and our assistant principal, and our staff, and our parents, and our student ambassadors. Mrs. Roy, do you have anything to say?
Just one thing, we are recording this, correct, Mrs. Kerr? Yes. So this will be posted on our website. If you want to, re-listen to anything or share it with other friends of yours who are considering different schools. I want to make sure we do have your permission to do that because you're on there. Otherwise, we can, kind of cut you out of that video. So if you don't want to be present on that website, just let us know, okay? And thank you so much. This is our first ever virtual open house. So I appreciate you being part of it. You're part of our history now. Thank you all.
All right. Bye.
Students and parents as well.
Hi, Sophia.
Bye.